Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? This is Ragu Rajaguru from Lepage Ignite. If you will be buying a home in Durham Region in the next 30 to 60 days or selling your home, you definitely need to watch this. Toronto Real Estate Board released their numbers for the month of September. Durham Region being one of the micro regions of that report, we're going to be dissecting Durham Region just to see what happened in our region. Keep in mind while I'm going through these charts or graphs that you can further dissect the region into city level as well as community level. We're not going to be doing that over here. We're just going to be looking at the Durham region as a whole. So we'll start with the sales for the last 5 years. As you can see, we have 2014, 15, 16, 17, and 18 this year. And this is for the month of September. So we were at 970 in 2014, 982. We topped off at 1,090 in 2016, very strong year. And then we fell off from there to 835 and then 773. So as we all know, we had some provincial government intervention for this year. The early 4 months were really strong up to April. And then after that, the market started cooling down. Also, let's keep in mind that we also had a lot of mortgage rules implemented that made it a bit harder for buyers to qualify. For example, this year in January, we had the stress testing of non-insured mortgages implemented, and therefore the sales figures are kind of reflecting it. Let's go to the next chart. So this is, again, Durham Region, the active listing. So as you can see, the active listing in 2014 for September was about 1523. Numbers kept on coming down because the market just kept on heating up. 2016, very low active listings for that month, meaning, whatever people can get, they were just grabbing them. And 2017, it more than doubled in active listing. So more listings, obviously less demand, right? Very simple. So this happened in 2017, and in 2018, we're about 150 more from last year's same month. So the active listing has gone up. So therefore, obviously, the sales also a little bit decreased for this year. Let's look at the next graph here. So this is broken down into home segments, right? So different home segments. So as you can see, this is not looking at the last 5 years, but we're looking at last September and this September. So when you see detached homes, 570 last year and then 494, I think this is one of the segments that took the biggest hit. And as you can see, majority of the sales also happen in this segment, detached homes. When you look at all the other numbers, they're neck to neck, really nothing to worry about on that side. So let's say a link home. A link home is a home, it's a detached home technically, but it's linked either by a garage or a basement. So usually a link home, when you see a link home and it's linked by a basement from the outside, it will look like a detached home, but it's not. It's a link home. And then if you can see the semis, the townhome, condo townhome, and the condo apartment did significantly well, and it kept up with last year. So this one is the average price. Average price, us being at 587, around 587 right now. So that's for Durham Region for the month of September. And then as you can see, the average price has consistently gone up. And if you see 2016 here, the wild year, it went up 27% from a year ago. So from 2015 September to 2016 September, it went up 27%. Obviously, the incline decreased, slowed down a little bit, and then we were only at 4% this year, or last year, sorry. And that was due to the provincial government that implemented the 16 policies to cool down the housing market, and the mortgage regulations as well. And again, this year, it wasn't that much average-wise, but we still went up 1.4%. So this is the average. So another thing that we're going to be looking at is the home price index. Home price index indexes are really important because it's an apple-to-apple comparison. So let's say that your home sold last year for a certain amount of money. What home price index does is it tracks similar homes with quantitative features and qualitative features, and it makes sure that that home, what is it selling a year later? So that's like an apple-to-apple comparison. Whereas an average price would be, you could have sold, I don't know, apples last year and you can sell bananas this year. So definitely it's not an apple-to-apple comparison, but HPI it is. So when you look at HPI overall, we're down in Durham Region about 1%. The only cities that are up for the month of September would obviously be right here. Pickering, not so much, but Clarington, definitely a boom right there. This could be a month-to-month thing, or let's see if it continues next month as well when we do the report. So this is the months of inventory. It's a very important number. It looks at supply and demand. So as you can see, for the last 5 years, months of inventory was 1.6 in 2014, gradually came down to 0.8. That means one home is selling for every 0.8 home that is available on the market, which means it's an insane market. As you know, it was a very strong year here. And then we jumped to 2.4 months of inventory for last September, and we're up again at 2.8 for this year. But as you can see, anything within one, I would call that an extreme seller's market. It was just super hot. And that only happened in 2016. And then you have the super seller's market, obviously anything between 1 and 2. And then you still have a good seller's market between 2 to 3. So we're still at a good seller's market. So 0 to 4, seller's market. 4 to 6, you have a balanced market. Anything over 6 is a buyer's market. But we still have a good seller's market. So those of you who are on the market, don't panic. So when months of inventory is high, demand is low. Obviously, that's why we're able to negotiate one-on-one better. There's no bidding war like last year. So therefore, this picture represents the demand and the supply being on the low side. Sorry, the supply being on the high side, so therefore the demand is on the low side. So when months of inventory is low, there's a bigger demand, right? So everybody runs for that house and wants to fight and bid for that house. So this is months of inventory, again, by housing type. So now we're looking at the exact same thing, but it's not an average figure. We broke it down into each housing segments. So as you can see, detached, we have 3.4 months of inventory. That's why detached homes on the market take a little bit longer to sell than the smaller segments. But as you can see, the smaller segments, they're super sellers market. They're doing extremely well. So people are buying link homes, semis. If you can see townhouses, condo apartment, they're buying those type of homes. So they're doing extremely well. So, if you're selling one of those, you will sell faster than a detached home. Now, if you own a semi or a townhome, and if you have been contemplating to move up to buy a detached home, now is the best time for you. Because detached homes are on the market for longer, as well as the inventory is more. So this is a great time, because if you own a semi and you're in a super seller's market, so take advantage of it, sell that home, and then move up to a detached, because this is an unbelievable time for you, right? This doesn't happen in every market. So we have more detached homes on the market, not so much semis. So if you've been wanting to move up, don't tell yourself that the market is bad. The market is not bad. The market is extremely favorable for you. So you should sell and move up right now. So then we have days on market. Obviously, detached homes are on the market for a little bit longer. This compares this September to last September. And link, and then semi, townhome, and condo townhome, pretty much neck to neck. But as you can see, the average days on market is about 30 days. So you should be able to sell your home in 30 days in this market. So we're still in a good seller's market. The market is not bad. So if you're buying or selling, I urge you to do a micro market report or look into a micro market like this, but on a municipal level as well as a community level. Then only will you understand what is happening, and either the housing type that you're looking in that neighborhood is in demand or it's not. If you don't look at it in this level, then you won't understand. Same with if you're selling, same thing. If you're in a community where detached homes are not moving and they're sitting on the market, then you should really do your research before you go in with that price, and price being the important factor, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you have any questions, contact me at 416-712-2006. You can call my office and ask my name, which is 416-282-333. And this is Royal Lepage Ignite, Ragu Rajaguru again with Durham Region September market. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.